The laws for parental rights have been established in the Supreme Courts. And since then, those opinions came out in the 70s. And since then, there has been a deterioration. And there has been a deterioration because our tax dollars, those tax dollars that we pay for a civilized society, have been used against us. Those tax dollars have been used to tear our families apart. Title IV defunding is the most atrocious thing I have ever seen. It is atrocious. Atrocious. Is horrible. And I believe children need to be supported, and they need help, and they need financial support. But there are several things about that program that just pellet me. And you know, I went back and I read the legislative history in that. And the legislative history is you have people in the House of Representatives standing up and saying, well, you know, we've got to take care of these deadbeat dads. That's what they were saying in Congress. Deadbeat dads, that's what they called them. And so they believe that they could take care of the deadbeat dads by creating their own guidelines, of the guidelines of what a person should pay, of making a determination for the government to make a determination of what a parent who is separated from the other parent should pay to that parent for the support of that child. That's outrageous. There is no power, there is no authority to do that. When the child support guidelines first came out, I was an attorney, and I thought, how'd they come up with these numbers? And so I did some research, and of course, apparently the government put together a study of what households spent based on income, of what percentage of their income they spent on the children in their home. Now, these studies were in about 1968, okay? So things have changed since 1968, first of all, and the average household income was lower. And so even if those studies were legit, even if it was legit, we are not living in the same place we were today as we were then. Our economic and our family economies are fluid. They are ever changing. Let me tell you though, you know, it isn't just the guidelines. When I went to law school, I learned about evidence. Okay, evidence is the facts of the case, right? The evidence is what you put before the case to create facts, and once you have those facts established, then the judge is to apply the law, and those are called the conclusions of law. So, let me tell you about false facts, especially in child support. We have this thing in child support called a presumptive income. A presumptive income.
Yeah.
If parties are separated, it can be husband or wife. I mean, I've seen both of it, so it goes both ways. But if a parent becomes unemployed after a divorce for a variety of reasons, the court will still order, well, you should be making that income. You should be making that income. And so therefore, we're going to order that you pay child support on the income that you should be making, whether you're making it or not. Ridiculous. Absolutely no basis in facts. No facts, okay? Nor is somebody required to bring facts to the court as to why they should be able to go out and get that job. So let's talk about, first of all, the presumptive income because you're out of work. Let's go a step further and say, well, you are working. And while you were married, you were, it could be anything. It could even be a lawyer. Because the lawyer is nothing but a high-paid hourly employee who has a lot of expenses they have to pay out the back end. Let's say you're a lawyer and the stress of the divorce has caused your practice to drop 35% during the course of the divorce. And then you go to divorce court and they say, well, you know what? 2 years ago you made $200,000 and I'm so sorry that you're only making $40,000 this year, but you have the ability to make $200,000, and so therefore we're going to order your child support based on $200,000. Total fraudulent, totally fraudulent. What I have heard as I've been here today, which I'm still blinking my eyes because I can't believe it, is that parents have had their rights terminated and they're still ordered to pay child support when their parental rights have been terminated. Let me tell you another thing about child support that is just absolutely horrendous. Horrendous. Parents have their children stolen and put into DCS custody, and the first thing DCS says is that if you don't pay child support to the state, that we're going to terminate your parental rights. And you know what? It's only a 4-month period of time in Tennessee. 4 months. How many people have been in between job situations where they lose their job for 4 months? People who work day to day and on an hourly basis and are just struggling to make it through, there are times when they have a 4-month period where they can barely pay their rent and have a place to live. 4 months. If you don't pay the state for keeping your child, we're going to terminate your parental rights. That should be absolutely abolished. There should never should the state be allowed to terminate parental rights on failure to pay support.